And we're live. Welcome to Pendragon Salisbury Anarchy, where you get to watch this game 5, maybe 6 times every 6 months. So, but let's dive in. We'll start with Thomas.
Hello, my name is Thomas, and I will be playing Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke, the Marshal of Salisbury. I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to those of you who celebrate, and those of you in the US.
Awesome. Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark, aka the Cat's Meow, and today I'll be playing Sir Florence of Idmiston and the Barony of Axe. Loyal servant to King Idrich of the Kingdom of Cornwall. And also thank you to those who are mothers and celebrating Mother's Day. I myself am a non-practicing mother, but I do my best. That's me.
Awesome. And Liam.
Hi everybody, I am Liam. I'm playing Sir Perin of nowhere currently, and to all of those mothers, you should call me.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I feel like there was an SNL skit that was about Mother's Day. Is there one?
Probably.
I feel like there's.
I feel like
sorry, that's very
while.
vague. I mean, an Andy Samberg song involving a Mother's Day.
Oh.
It should be
Oh,
more
Lonely
specific.
Island. I don't know.
That's right. It was where he and Justin Timberlake swapped, gave each other's mothers gifts, and that gift was doinking.
Okay. Yeah.
That's good for Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
We all know he needs the help, you know.
Did you know that Justin Timberlake is in the shared universe right now? So
Is he really?
yeah, they brought him into existence in the Escavalon game. He's Sir Justin de Timberlake. That was, of course, Trent's idea. So,
That's so important.
Of course.
To me.
yeah.
Beware
really
this
is.
night when he bears gifts,
Yeah.
for on occasion it is parts most unseemly.
Yeah. He's got a very specific, directed trait to lustful when he's generous. It's really weird. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up where we left off, which is in the Kingdom of Gorre, in what will one day be Scotland. But right now it's simply the north beyond Hadrian's Wall. Or some might call it Pickland inappropriately, and they would be offended because Picts are elsewhere. So,
The Picts are the enemy.
always, as opposed to all the other enemies, right? The Picts are the enemy. The Saxons are the enemy.
Yeah.
The Irish
It
are
would
the
be
enemy.
like calling Salisbury Saxon land.
The North is the enemy. Yeah. Okay, let's get everyone. Everyone's in the stuff. So we're gonna get a D20 from Liam and a D100 from Mark and Thomas.
Ooh.
Which dice am I rolling? Which number dice?
D20.
D20. I love D20.
Ooh.
Hey Thomas, how come you guys get to roll D100s? Are we lost again on the way? We spent like an hour lost last time.
We wake up just to realize our last conversation was a dream. We're still stuck in the fucking
We're
forest.
still stuck in the forest.
No!
To be fair, like a lot of all 3 games have been being lost in the forest.
It's true. It's important. It's
Yeah.
important for Arthuriana, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really important for the Forest Sauvage right now. It's like, we want to travel to the Forest Sauvage. All right, let's see how that goes. Oh, poorly? Ooh, I love how...
I thought the Forest Sauvage was further away, and in fairness, I was right. We just traveled in strange directions.
So, I love how Mark rolled just slightly higher than Liam, but Mark rolled a D100.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. All right. Hold on, let me just... These are... Okay. That's straightforward enough. And then this one. Liam, give me another D20.
You spoil me with all these d20. I hope that's good.
Ooh, yes. that'll
Ooh,
be
I hope it's good as well.
That red means it's a good thing, right, Bob?
Yes, always. Or to be anything else.
Bob never says it's interesting when something good happens. Like, we're not gonna find 5 Librum on the forest trail.
Unless. Not that any of us need 5 Librum. I mean, that's chump change for us, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, I really would like 5 Librum,
No,
actually.
no, none of us need that. None of us need that. That's fine.
Florence is like, what are you talking about?
Everyone's so rich, and I have no money.
I got plenty of money. Money's not a problem.
Okay, we're
The
gonna
poor yet sad night.
while we're cutting over, we'll get you guys to do your app rolls. Let's see where you're sitting.
All right.
This time, I'm rolling for appetite.
This time I gotta remember my valet.
And I do not roll with advantage because
Oof.
I am not having a feast at
Failed.
Salisbury.
My valet is useless to me.
Perin, I've got a question. So
Ah.
you were fully dead for a while, and
I'm the black dog now.
and you do look corpse-like. Why is it that you're looking better than me after I aged 1 year?
That's because I've always been better looking than you.
I was I was prettier than you until I got hit in the face with an axe,
Seems
and
like
then I was equally as pretty.
seems like a you problem, honestly. Yeah.
Is the black dog opting to sit lower than stationed?
Well, my total glory is, I think, 5,500.
Mhm.
Or that might not be correct, actually, because that's Perin's glory.
Right.
I think the black dog's glory is sub 2,000. So
Would you like to? So you rolled app, so you'll be near the salt by default, which your companions, even though I got Rhodri in there, it should be Florence. My bad.
do you want to swap us over to the correct
Yes.
background too? Yeah.
There we go.
Just for sight reference.
It might be helpful for us. Just saying.
I can see.
Yeah.
He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. I can sing. I'm glad we were all on the same page with that.
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty.
Dr. Zeus.
So there's another good one too. Was Men in Tights, the blind guy. I can see, and he runs into the tree, and he's like, "Oh no, maybe not." It's after he fell out of the tree. Okay, so Florence is near the salt as well, and then I guess we're Perin. By default, you'd be near the salt, but you can always do that temperate thing to drop yourself below the salt if you don't care. If you want to specifically be edgy and not, not take on the role of. If you're sitting near the salt, you're kind of more exposed socially. Give me a second. I'll either let my cat outside or.
Yep, no worries.
Please don't say something like, "Since I am a black dog, then it is on the floor I will sit."
Like a good boy.
My cat is capable of opening the screen door by himself until
That's
he decides.
adorable.
He
Until he
refuses.
decides that I'm streaming, and it's a good time to make me open it for him. So,
How cats be.
Yep.
all right. So, near the salt or below the salt, Liam? What do you want to?
I'm thinking near the salt. I think enough time has passed and everyone assumes Perin is dead, and he looks a little bit different being older now that plus he has both hands. So like
Yep.
the resemblance is striking but not apparent. And he wants the black
Perin.
dog to he wants the or a Perin. I think he wants the black dog to get more and more well known because he's doing something with that. So
For sure. I will note one particular guest that's here.
Mm-hmm.
Noting that. Noting good old Queen Morgoth.
I hate being
I'm sure that-
surrounded by so many people, who I killed their fathers.
There's a couple of those. There's a
All
couple
three of
those.
them, in fact.
Yep.
You're not going to drink the wine here, are you?
Do I look like a suicidal fool? The only reason I'm here is
Oh.
for reasons beyond what I can say.
Don't eat the food either, actually.
Also
I'm
note
so
that
hungry.
there are some pics below the salt too, and they're like painted and everything. So,
Hell yeah. Oh, wait. No, I hate those guys. Fuck.
do you?
How
I do.
racist are
At what
you?
level?
Dude, I legit... It's not high, but legit, I have gone this entire campaign without having to roll for racism. I think this is legit my first time.
Yep.
That can't be right, but I can't think of any other
I
opportunities.
think we run into Pix
You
Oh.
hate
one
the
other time.
Picts!
Oh, this sucks. This party sucks.
All right.
Fucking Pix.
Your eyes travel a little too long at them. Perhaps
Those
a bit of a
bastards.
glare.
I killed my grandpappy or some shit. I don't know.
Sir Perin, who has walked beyond this mortal plane, who has seen spirits and fought monsters, and being strangled by the ghost of a king that he tried to kill, looks at these shirtless Scotsmen and goes, "I hate these more than Uther."
Oh, Thomas, these aren't Scotsmen. Very different.
I will quickly
Also-
just cycle through all the NPCs present who are clearly here, but just for reminders of who they are. So Gorlo's eldest, Morgoth, who's now married to King Lot. Lothian, Queen Elaine, the middle child of Gorlo, who's now married to King Nentris. Garloth, and the bride-to-be, Lady Morgan, and her husband-to-be, the King of Gorre, King Irian. There's also Sir Badge Magus, I'm going to say, Badge Magus, who is the knight that accompanied y'all. There is Green, there's Cadfile, there are Picts and Knights, and that is kind of the setup. It's a cooler hall. You're further north, so especially this early in the year, a bit chilly and noticeable.
How old is Morrigan now? She must be what? 10?
Okay.
11?
No. She is
Much older.
16.
What the fuck? What happened? I blinked.
Yep. Well, you
Not
know
only
what?
does
You know
time
what's
travel,
wild?
she's also been in strange realms.
Albans was 6 years ago.
That
Mm.
is fucking nuts, dude.
Yep.
That's nuts. That shouldn't be allowed.
Right. And Gorlo died 9 years ago.
I've held
That's so
grudges for
fucked up.
longer.
Edward
That's so
died.
fucked
I'm trying to do the math here. 16 years ago?
15 years ago, man.
Insane.
Just for some context. The time has been
Yeah,
passing.
old.
Alright, so with that, we will start the feast with Edrich. And we'll get away from this music a bit and make things happy.
Oh yeah. Speaking of happy music, wasted on Edrich. What is he not eating?
Oh, well.
We already rolled it, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Wafers.
Oh, we might.
Did we?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't think
was-
so.
Did it happen?
Was that Alan cheese
Am I nuts?
quiche,
I think I'm
capon
nuts.
pastries and chips and wafers? Is that
No, that was a year before.
okay?
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, that was before today.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's do this.
cocktails. Edrich has never been... Well, Edrich has been suspicious before, but he's never been what one might call inhospitable. So he is making as much effort as he can to show that he's enjoying the thing without actually eating or drinking anything. But that said, I think in this moment, seeing all three of the daughters of Gorlo and the wife of Gorlo in a place surrounded by unwashed savages, I'd like to draw some cards, I think.
Okay, let's do it. And we've got the man himself, or the ghost himself, Gorlo. We got AP Gaming Reel in the house right now.
Hello!
Hi, AP.
Do I draw 3 or do I draw 4?
What 1,000 are you at?
8,000.
I think that might be 4.
Okay.
Yep. 8,000 is the start of 4. So.
Okay.
Oh wow!
So we've got
4 and no host card. That's like never.
Yeah. I got something shiny, finding an expensive piece of jewelry, honest versus deceitful. And I've got a lady departs. A lady is preparing to leave the feast, and I may escort her to her chambers. Overindulgence and more food are just not great. So, looking between the two of them, my lustful is not 16 plus. What's my courtesy? My courtesy is 12. But I think in this moment it's more appropriate to do something shiny, even though it's a lot less useful. I'm going to roll honest versus deceitful.
Ooh, piece of candy. Let's see what happens. You are honest.
Oh, I have
and
Okay.
you're not deceitful. There you go.
Yes. I think as Edrich is going around, he probably sees maybe a very nice bronze torque or something.
Okay.
And for a moment he does war with himself. But no, selling this would be obvious. And also he doesn't want to do it in front of everyone. He is going to pick it up and go and give it back to its rightful owner, and get 3 geniality for the round.
Awesome. All right. Let's see.
I wanted jewelry.
That is let's see. Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay.
It's also a fantastic excuse as to why I'm not eating or drinking anything. I'm busy looking for people.
You would insult our filthy, stinky guests like that?
You know I would.
Oh, sorry,
you said,
hosts.
You said it was what sort of jewelry?
I was thinking like a torque, either for something on the neck or something on the wrist.
Okay,
Something that would fit the northern climb.
Okay. You find out it's actually Queen Morgause.
Fantastic.
And she's like, oh, there it is. Thank you.
It is no problem, Your Grace.
Your name, Sir Knight?
My name is Edrich of Salisbury.
I see.
Edrich feels a little good that they're unnerved by him. But yes. He nods and says, I believe that was the only article that I could spy, but...
Right.
The servants here seem honest. I imagine they would be returning anything if there's anything else.
Good observation. Enjoy the feast, Sir Knight.
And you as well. What's that fumble that she did? I'm interested.
Nope. All right. That brings us to Florence.
All right. Florence is going to draw some cards.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a host card. Meet the host. More food. Alone. And Serengo flirts. Well, unfortunately, I'm stuck with meeting the host.
You are. The host is Urians. Have you met Urians yet?
Briefly. I don't think I really met him, though.
No.
I met his nephew, but that's the closest
Yeah.
we got. Meet the host. The host has heard of your
Croissants.
Croissants?
croissants. Goddamn French. And wishes to quiz you on your expertise. Your best skill. Choose if tied.
Actually,
Funny
the
enough.
dictionary says puissant. Puissance.
It sounds like an English bastardization of it. But that was in old Vampire Lark. That was the 5th level of potence. I believe. The one that made you do 2 damage per 1 damage. Random
Alright,
aside.
well, my best skill is spear.
Right. Yeah, this will be
Yeah.
included. You dueled someone's quite successfully with a spear recently in Cornwall, didn't you?
Recently.
you have like a- Didn't you have a like right down to the last blow kind of thing with one of the knights? Or am I
Yeah, one of the one that was commanding the other offensive. But I didn't end up getting to kill him. He got javelined from behind.
Right. Were you
don't-
exchanging spear? The only thing I can think of where Florence had like a really good spear run is fighting armorless at the wedding. Whose wedding was that? Was it his own wedding or was it Edric's wedding?
That was his own wedding, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's that then.
He fought a knight in full armor with only but a spear.
Yeah, Urians will bring that up specifically. He's like, Sir Florence of no, I suppose the axe now. But you know, I heard a story.
Indeed, Your
once.
Grace.
I wish to hear it from you to know its truth. They say that you killed the man who sabotaged your own wedding. You fought him armorless
Yes.
on horseback.
Now that itself is quite a story. You see, he was a man that was pining after my own dear wife, and he challenged me in the hope of scaring me off so that he may marry her in my stead. But I did not back down, and in nothing but my spear, my best doublet, I managed to chase him down and strike him down in only but a single blow. He was the Horned Knight, if I remember correctly. Large antlers on his helm. Quite a battle it was, quite a battle. And then he goes into more detail as I roll spear. Success. Host is satisfied with your knowledge, +1 geniality.
Okay, give me one. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that will be 2 geniality for you, +1 for the cards, 3.
Yep.
I was just reading to see if they gave me any of Urian's famous stuff, so I could reflect it, but I don't
Yeah.
think so. Let's have to go with what I have. That brings us to Perin.
I love that we've got Sir Edrich, Marshal of Salisbury, Sir Florence, Baron of Axe, and
This guy we found
This-
on the way.
this guy. All right. I will draw some cards. Now, I think I'm only 1 card for sub 5,000. Yes.
2,000 you get 2. It depends on
Yeah,
whether
I
you
think-
get or not.
I think you're at 2.
You're
I
probably
think I'm
at
around
2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull 2.
You get 2 cards.
We don't
More
want you to get the
food.
runs and have to leave the whole feast.
And
Wish
Ah,
bish.
that's what I said. Yeah.
Do you want a game or
Let's
do you want to test the food?
Gives me some geniality.
Didn't Perin have some gaming? I feel like he did at one point.
I feel like I did at 1.2.
I think you did.
I do. I have 10 gaming.
Yeah.
Because I beat Sergeant Cockcutter. What's his name?
The
more
Silver
specific.
Knights, Argon.
Yeah, Argon. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I beat him in a game and he gave me a lot of money for it. Yeah, let's go gaming. Why not?
Let's see it.
Let's go gaming.
You and I remember that scene very differently. Because if I remember correctly, he threatened you and gave you a bunch of money.
He
Yeah,
did.
he threatened
did.
and bribed you and played a game in which he lost I think 2 dinar and then gave you 5 librum.
He did indeed really. He was all over the place with that one, and I appreciate it. Gave me the 1-2 punch of extremely conflicting advances on me.
Right?
All right,
That's
here we
how
go.
I felt about the duo.
That is a gaming success, and it is opposed to something. Oh, 3d6
All
is
right.
what their gaming skill will be.
So 1d20 versus 3d6. 4 out of 7, so you beat him.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Success, I win, but barely. Gaming check.
Awesome. So you too get 3 geniality.
Boy, can you imagine if you crit someone in that and everybody claps? you beat
Indeed.
You beat some guy who doesn't know how to play the game at all, and everybody stands around and goes, "Hell yeah, that was great!"
We really scammed that guy. Really just
I-
took him for all his money.
Indeed. Yeah, fuck that guy. Point and laugh. I do believe, and I am sorry, Liam, that he'd only get 2. One from picking the card and one from being
Correct.
near the salt.
Oh, right, because he gets to check instead. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Liam, you see a bushy-looking, picked man glaring at you. Not far
I
from.
fucking glare back.
where you are.
How dare you?
Yeah, okay. You realize it's the one that you kind of glanced at longer, on your way in.
I'm not fucking scared of him. I got a fucking magic hand. I've fucking fought things that took shits that were scarier than this guy.
I'll mean mug who I want, goddammit.
I slayed a weird vine knight or whatever the fuck that shit was. I don't know.
What was it? Was it a Knucklevy or was it
The
something else?
Knucklevy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Knucklevy.
I killed that.
We
That
fought
was-
Knuckles the Echidna to a fucking standstill.
We
And
fought
got the
Knuckles the
magic.
Echidna.
We got the Chaos Emerald.
Right up until he surrendered. Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Okay. Let's go to Florence. Sorry, back to the round 2. Sorry, with Edrich.
I think Edrich, now that he has made contact with one of the many queens in the area, I think now he's going to be as good as his overly paranoid word. He's going to do some snooping. I'd like to make either an intrigue or an awareness roll. Whatever you think is more appropriate. And basically keep his ears and eyes open for anyone who seems to be whispered words or conspiratorial looks or anything that isn't on the up and up. Because if I wanted to cause a lot of chaos, I'd put poison in food or put agents within the servants. He's just going on a bit of a paranoid patrol.
That's fair. Above the salt, near the salt, or below the salt? Are you snooping?
He's going to start with near the salt, because that's his immediate orbit.
Okay. Let's do an intrigue roll.
Absolutely. Success on intrigue.
Grab a name here. I need the right one. Okay, that will work. You see two knights near the salt. They look more the part of the mercenary knights, and they're talking. And when you get a little closer, you realize one is more likely one of Lot's men, though he doesn't wear Lot's heraldry, just from the way he's talking. And the other one is very clearly a mercenary knight. A little bit of an accent to his voice. Sounds like an accent outside of Britain. And the veiled knight of Lot says, "With this marriage, our king has secured his position. All three daughters of Gorlo now belong to the north. And we're certain that boy, he who remains of Uther's line, is over. With that, Lot is in the best position to claim High King one day. Does your praetor understand this?" And the other knight nods and says, "He does. That is why he sent me all this way to the north beyond the wall to pay homage to the mighty King Lot of Lothian, and to bear witness to the marriage of Lady Morgan and King Yeri." The veiled knight nods and says, "Good, good. That is about all you get.
Oh, sorry.
At this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Edric's very happy with that. He can kill these people and put them in dark ditches, and he wouldn't feel bad at all. I think Edric, with this information, is going to slink back into the crowd and go back to his seat. Did he get a good look at the veiled knight of King Lot and
Yes.
the praetor's man?
Yep.
Sweet.
You got a good look at both. The veiled knight is like bald-headed in the 40s, early 40s, not particularly good looking. Definitely doesn't look the part of someone who would be recognizable. Like you wouldn't really he wouldn't stand out in a crowd.
Yeah.
He's the perfect middling knight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Middling knights were what Edric was looking for.
All right.
But thank you kindly.
That brings us to Sir Florence.
All right. Well, Florence is gonna draw some cards. Let's make this a night to remember. Ooh, excellent wine, juicy tales, Christian sin,
I don't think I've ever seen that card. Christian sin.
faux pas. All right.
I did get Christian Sin as Goratrix, and I know
Okay.
that because I paid money to the church.
This one's
My
not
now
about
holy post
money.
speaks of sins.
Oh, yeah.
Running the Spirit versus Worldly. Spirit succeeds, you get a bonus temperate rolls during the feast. Further, you may pledge 1 librum to the church. If you do so, plus 2 geniality. Worldly wins, I do what I want. Tick Worldly. Classic card. Let's see. Juicy Tales from the next round of the feast. As you are off listening to gossip in subsequent rounds, you may discard this card to avoid the geniality penalty imposed by another card. That's not very useful to me because we're on the second round.
You do want to avoid the genital penalty, though.
That's true.
The
Yeah, Florence has already
genitality
run into that a
penalty.
couple of
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
That's very true. I think he's here to have a good time, so we're gonna have some excellent wine.
Sounds about right. Temperate at
Alright,
what,
temperate
-3
versus
versus
indulgent.
Ooh.
Ooh. Let's go. Temperate -3. Ooh, failure.
And failure. I believe we insisted that you keep rolling. I guess we don't really have to because no,
We just-
I think we need one or the other.
All right. Let's go.
Usually for card outcomes, we make you test until one of the two. Sure.
Success.
Ooh.
+3.
Oh, well,
Failure. So a success on temperate.
I didn't
So I get to
expect
take
that,
temperate.
that outcome.
All right.
You win this round, Florence.
1
He does. He wins every round.
and 3. All right, that brings us to Perin.
So remind me, which one of these sisters gave me the poison originally?
Morgana.
That's who I thought. Now it's her wedding day. But
No,
it's her
not.
wedding feast.
Morgan's.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Morgan's.
Oh, it's
Morgan's wedding
Morgan's.
feast.
That's right. Okay, good, cool. In that case, probably easier for me to be able to speak to her at some point. Eh?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
she's
near the
above the
salt.
salt, but you're near the salt, so you can make your you can, it's an intrigue roll if you want to interact with her. That's all.
I would
Okay.
indeed like to interact with her.
Okay.
I can't see Mark anymore. Has he disappeared for you guys?
Oh, hold on. Might be BRBing. If... All right, there we go. We're back. Just want to make sure. I wasn't sure if we'd have someone disconnected for a while. Didn't leave the funky screen. Okay, so sorry, Liam. Yeah, you can absolutely go above the salt. It's just an intrigue. Oh, and you critted. So
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
I'm playing Perin again, which means these rolls are nothing to me.
that's fair. Okay.
Don't like when you roll a d2.
No, that's all good.
What's
Hmm,
is your natural intrigue 19 or 20?
20?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you find an opportunity where Lot is busy congratulating Urians, and Morgos is to the side at this point. She's isolated with only her servants and a bodyguard. And the bodyguard is, doesn't see you as a threat. You're a guest here.
The black dog makes his way over and bows politely and goes, Queen Morgose, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Percy, the black dog, a mercenary traveling with the Salisbury contingent. It's lovely to make your acquaintance. I was a friend of your father's.
She kind of barely even looks your way. Well, I guess it's a little bit dismissive, but you are coming from below the salt, or near the salt, and she's above it.
Yeah, I'm just a nothing
Yeah,
mercenary,
yeah,
man.
She says, pleasure to meet you, Percy.
Of course. I know, I'm sure King Lot has his share of soldiers and mercenaries already at his beck and call, but I wanted to make sure that you heard my voice and knew that I was at your service as well, you and your sisters. Should the occasion arise and you need someone who has experience.
Why here? There's war in the west, there's war in the east. Why come north?
I tend to believe that the true place that the world changes isn't on the battlefield, but in the courtrooms and the feasts that surround them. It's important to have people that have experience with the darker side of politics. Those that have seen blood, and those that have understood death.
Well, that is both myself and my husband.
Of course. I also would like to thank you for letting me into these halls alongside my compatriots.
Your
Do let me know.
compatriots. She kind of like inquires.
Oh, yes. And he turns towards Sir Florence specifically, and goes, "I'm traveling with Sir Florence and his retinue from Salisbury. I knew him some time ago."
For a slight different number. Okay.
Edrich, duck. Edrich, get out of sight right now.
Edric's currently like Assassin's Creed style blending in as he's listening for rumors. he's okay.
She smiles at you and she says, I will be very open to entertaining any sort of service you might offer. And she extends her hand, like for you to kiss it.
Perin does, and very specifically, he uses his false hand to take her hand.
Yep. When that's done,
As always.
Oh, go
sorry.
Ahead. Go ahead.
As always, my queen, I am at your service.
Now that is a trick I do not know. Very impressive.
He smiles a little bit and nods, and will make his way into the rest of the crowd.
Okay. All right, and that will be 3 geniality for you because you did it. It's like on 2 times speed celebration noise. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll take a quick, just because you're up here, I'll take a quick intrigue test.
Hell yeah, you love me so much, Bob.
We're gonna give it like I wanted to say awareness, but I don't think it is. I think it's more like knowing your surroundings. I'm gonna give you. You can use your geniality, but I'm gonna give you a -5. I guess that still puts you at 20.
Yep.
Yeah. He's already got 5 geniality.
You know what we're gonna do then? Let's make an awareness test first with the geniality involved. Okay.
That's a success.
Now you can do like +9 for the intrigue.
Oh, fuck yeah. Wow.
Still a success.
Still a success, but it kind of was gonna be, right?
Yeah, you see the bride walk by, and she walks up to her sister and smiles, and all of a sudden her eyes look out like past you, and you kind of look like she very clearly doesn't recognize you. It's like she's staring at something, and you see her just stare at Edrich for a while. And she looks in a daze, and it's almost like you almost see this cloudy whiteness in her eyes. Yeah.
Can I make a check about what that is?
You have no
Some
fight.
kind? Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah. You could make like a spiritual versus worldly if you wanted to assume it was something, or a suspicious to go with whatever your gut is on it. You know what I mean?
I am literally wearing a magic hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's not
also,
going to go, this has a natural explanation.
and also, here's the thing. I don't think trusting versus suspicious plays out here, just because although all of the daughters of Gorlo have a grudge against Edrich, Morrigan was the weird one. And I do remember that she didn't seem like she really held that much of a grudge. So whatever just happened, I'm going to inform Edrich about, but I don't think I'm panicking about it yet.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So, anything else you want to add to that before we jump into round 3?
Nope, all groovy.
Round 3 it is, and that brings us back to Edrich.
All right. Edrich, as it is, he knows that a praetor, most likely Syagrius, has agents here, and that Lot is talking about diplomacy with them for his bid for the high seat.
I will note you know of 2 praetor on the island. Praetor
Yes.
Jonathel, which is just south of you, and then praetor, obviously. Our buddy.
Yes. It's possibly the other guy. It might not be. But Edrich is a suspicious fella. Now that he knows there is something to uncover, he's now going to look below the salt. Just to see if there's anything happening right the hell now.
Okay. Specifically, same sort of thing, snooping around? Or
Yeah,
what?
same sort of thing. Like snooping around, listening to conversations, seeing if any glasses are being exchanged or anything being dropped into goblets. You know.
Okay. Yep. You can give me an intrigue roll.
I would love to give you an intrigue roll. I succeed on the intrigue. If there's nothing to find, that's fair. He's being a paranoid.
Okay.
He's being paranoid and thorough.
There's always something to find. Roll me 2d100.
I'd love to. 84 and 22.
Better not be starting shit, man. We need this to be. We need these guys to be cool. All right.
I'm not starting shit. I'm uncovering shit. Shit is being started, and I'm noticing it. Unless I am starting shit, in which case I can only apologize.
You see that same knight, the mercenary knight from the praetor. He makes his way
I
down.
imagine. Yeah,
down
Edric's
the
been
salt.
following this guy.
And you hear him, like, he approaches. We'll say that you can't quite get close to begin with. which makes ear range, you can't quite hear what's going on, but you watch with body language. You see him approach a group of Picts. And it seems like they receive him very well, like expectedly is what you get. And when he says something, he doesn't speak in your dialect, in your tongue. It's hard to hear as you kind of get closer, but you see his eyes look over to Florence. And the Pict nods. I think you're left with the impression that there was some kind of previous bargain, and this is like a thumbs up to proceed.
Yes. What would these people do without me?
Okay.
The same thing, probably just without less warning.
It's that nets you another 2, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you kindly.
And that brings us to Mark.
All right. Sir Florence, I think, is going to. There's not really much else for him to do. So yeah, I think he's just going to draw some more cards.
Let's see it.
He's not a schemer.
Not a schemer. Biggest lie.
He's not a great schemer. Keep dancing.
It's like classic
wine.
You're gonna drink,
really
and then you're
is.
gonna dance.
Raucous contest. A drinking contest. That'd be fun.
Could not pay me to drink this Scottish swill.
Hey!
Oh,
Popular.
nice.
You know what? I think Florence is gonna be popular tonight.
Hell yeah.
I will
Popular.
know it's like the worst kind of card to pull. The last. It still
It is
nets,
true.
it still nets you 2, and you'll get the 3rd
Popular.
automatically.
Hold on, let me have a...
But it won't give you the +2 per next rounds. It's only the 2 for the round.
Hold on.
Wine would be
Super wine does
mechanically
work.
better.
Let me see. You share a goblet of wine with a lady. You may make a toast to her. You may choose not to toast the lady if you do. If you do not, -2 geniality and +1 modest. If you do toast her, roll all right. You know what? Yeah, I think this works well. Florence is gonna have a sip of wine and make a toast in the name of a lady.
Okay.
Which lady?
That is a good question.
Well, given the 3,
A to do Queen Igraine.
yeah, it could be
Sorry.
Igraine.
Very
Igraine
tempted.
is the only single one on the table, but we can definitely pull another lady knight and figure out where she's from and who she's attached to. She's near the salt, so she has to be somewhat important.
I think it would be towards Lady Igraine.
Because you actually share the goblet of wine with that lady, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm rolling all right, correct?
You are. With your bonus.
All right, and because this is the final round, I'm going to roll hospitality.
Okay.
Success, so I get a +10 to this.
Remember to add your geniality.
Oh shit, that's right.
So you are currently at a +16.
6. Jesus. That's a crit.
Yep. Greatly impressed. Now, on a success, it says you tick flirting. It doesn't say that on a critical success, but I mean,
No,
It's a plum.
I think the bonus is the extra geniality, not the flirting with critical. But it comes
Alright.
with its own thing. It just doesn't give you the skill check, that's all. So that is 4, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm going the wrong.
And that's 16 on all right.
Yes.
But yes, Florence does go over to Queen Igraine, sharing the fine wine that he gained, having a brief conversation before suddenly, either through the drink or through something, he'd stand up and go, "Now I think is an important time for a toast. Not just lady and king of the hour, but to a fine lady who has been a symbol throughout the entirety of the kingdoms, throughout the entirety of Britain, to the Queen Mother. O great and beautiful Queen Igraine, how she is deserved of our respect as always, and to eternity. This is to you, my lady."
Okay. You see her, and I think we'll give Perin and Edrich an intrigue test. Oh, Perin, do we still have a particular trait on your sheet?
Which one to who?
The grain?
Oh, yeah.
Does that need to fade down a bit, or is it still there at that level?
I think it's more interesting if it's still there.
Okay. Let's make an intrigue roll with your +5. Okay.
Hot damn.
Yeah, I think both Edrich and Perin, you both see Igraine's reaction to this, and she's very much red and swooning a bit, and you've never seen her do that. Not like she was with Gorlo and clearly in love, and then with Uther it was a very different scenario. She's not one to flirt, but this definitely, Florence's toast definitely gets her, and she does in fact share from his cup. Now I want to figure out for Perin what that's going to look like. What level was that at, my friend?
It was at 13.
Okay.
But that's 13 as a directed trait. Or no. I think that's incorrect. I think it was just 13
Was it
total.
less?
It would be
yeah, it's
passion,
lustful.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Was it-
lustful.
Was it lustful?
Oh.
Okay.
It was lustful.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, so it was directed. Yeah.
Okay. I want to know if
Oh,
Perin's
I also, sorry, I double checked my passions as well. I also had a 6 Amor Igraine.
Gotcha.
okay. Only a 6. That's not crazy. Why don't
No,
you
not crazy.
let's test that first off.
I'm so crazy about you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So I want
I'd say
to
we
test.
could just bump that up one, yeah?
Yeah, we'll bump it up one first off because it's low. Actually,
You
roll a
were- you
d4.
Oh,
The first
fuck.
the first time you've seen her in so long, actually feeling that way
Yeah, 8
about
now.
someone you don't want to murder yet.
Now, how does Perin feel about so this is Perin and Florence were at least brothers in arms, if not friends. Debatable what this group was versus the old crew. I think you're at least loyal friend or loyal allies at one point. How does Perin feel about Florence getting that kind of response from Igraine? Is it something you want to challenge a couple things against each other for?
You're muted.
Yeah, why not? I'd say given that I succeeded on that low passion, I don't think I have much of a choice on that front. I think this is going down one way or another.
I guess the question becomes, what would it be?
Suddenly
Flirt?
he's speared from the side as another member of Durnford tackles someone at a wedding.
For me, it's something along the lines of either pride or selfish versus something that would represent being okay with Florence getting that attention from someone you have an amour for.
What if I just choose to fail and just go for it and fuck him up anyway?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that'd be
sabotage
great.
this man. Yeah. Let me see.
What is it then?
I
Is
will
it-
test. Yeah, I'll either test. I'll test Modest and Proud, and we'll see. Because
Okay.
Modest is a 15. It's almost famous. But if for whatever reason it fails, I think I'm gonna roll an intrigue to try to like engineer
not?
circumstances.
Why not roll your modest, but impassion? Because you did roll your amour.
That's
Why
true.
not impassion proud?
Well, I'm
That
passionate.
is a smart idea. That's a smart idea. All right, let's try it. Okay.
Okay.
Success.
All right. Okay.
Oh
Oh,
no!
Yeah, it bugs you. Gets under your skin.
Cool. Mr. Bob, I think Perin might sneakily go around and engineer some social circumstances that end up forcing Florence away from Lady Igraine.
Okay. It is your turn. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
What
I'm
does
going-
this look like?
I think what it looks like is very specifically, Perrin's eyes kind of flare for a second, and he quickly, like, he's got a 20 in intrigue. He knows who he needs to talk to make suddenly, Igraine's, like, entourage, I guess, very uncomfortable with Florence. You know?
Okay.
So I think he's just going to make some moves with like the right handmaidens and the right guards to make it so that it is much more difficult for Florence to talk to Igraine for any extended period of time.
Right, and this is basically protecting the Dowager Queen's honor. Is that the kind of the idea? Like, don't let her around the
That's-
scamp too long. Is that the
If
idea?
that's what
or-
they'll believe. Sure, if that's what they'll believe, yeah.
Okay. That's just intrigue
Listening
with
to us,
intrigue
you're tearing
with
this
5
family
genealogy.
apart.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. If I crit, can I also get my good name in there too? Like, hey, that guy sucks, but I'm cool.
You
this
just
guy-
fucking swoop in.
I hear
just-
this.
This random, this
I hear
random
the black
mercenary
dog is,
knight, hey?
like-
Oh, and I'm impassioned as well. That means I get another +5.
That's right.
That's true. Passion for the round.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that! That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
I think
with a natural 20, no less.
It's true.
I
that's pretty
think
cool.
I think the handmaids specifically, throw on their chastity guards and run in there and make sure play they got you locked down like a
Get down, Mr.
professional
President.
basketball team. You aren't going anywhere. Yeah. Love it.
It's crit versus crit. So really, this is like watching the immovable object and the unstoppable force try to cancel each other out. All the
down,
while,
Mr.
Edric's being miserable and suspicious, like.
She's so get down, Mr. President. You're so hot, and he's so horny.
So hard.
Yeah. And so the question would be with that last part, because I think it's clear that it's successful, but that last part with Igraine, like, who would Perin even point her at this point?
Me.
The black dog, or
Yeah, man.
Sir
I'd love to get an audience with your grain.
So, when it's like the black dog, is that like a public here's the word that is being spread, or
Yeah,
because
it's
she knows
like
who you
his
are? Yeah.
yeah, it's like his badass nickname, but typically he goes by Percy. That's who his name is.
oh yeah, you know what it will be? I think because Igraine's bodyguards and are busy. This leaves you at a spot where you're with Igraine, and Igraine doesn't have a reason not to trust you. So she looks to you and says, "Well, I suppose I should be on my way. Sir Perin, would you be willing to escort me?"
I'm Percy, but yes, absolutely.
Right. She wouldn't say Sir Perin. She would say Percy, Sir Percy, if you'd be willing.
I'd be honored, my lady.
Right.
Uh,
And Florence,
no,
give
go
me
ahead.
an awareness roll.
Okay.
I want to see if Florence usually doesn't notice things. It'd be funny if he.
Does he add his frightening
I don't
11
think so.
geniality?
I don't think so at this point because it's like the end of the feast.
Would I still be impassioned out of curiosity? My
Nope.
hospitality?
I think it's over. I think it's still
Hey, success.
okay. You notice Percy escorting a grain out after like there's all this chaos and like very clearly you're like I know when people are putting up the guard, but that means you got through. Like you know that went
Yeah.
well with the grain, and then you see
Let's see how Florence fails.
oh
Hmm.
it's breaking down the
Percy's
party.
up to some shit.
Yeah. But before you can give it too much attention,
Yeah.
you kind of turn around it and like all of a sudden Morgan's like standing there right in front of you.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel.
Florence goes, Lady Morgan. Pleasure once more. I hope this evening has been going well for you.
Yes, it was a fine ceremony. You'd spoken words to my father, and you said that you would always serve us as long as you could. Did I get that wrong?
No, you are very correct. As I swore to you, even when your mother had said that my oath was complete, I wanted to make sure that my promise continues. I owe your father a great lot. So it is the least I can do to repay, to ensure your safety. If there is anything you desire, I am at thy service.
She nods. She says, "You honor me, Sir Knight. So perhaps in another way you could be my knight from afar."
Of course.
I would ask that you bring this ring, and you can see it's a ring that's just a series of plant fibers tied together in kind of an ornate. It looks very pagan to you in the way it's structured. I'd ask that you take this to. His name is Arnold. He's fighting. I believe he's fighting against you in Dorset. I've heard of your prowess and other knights' prowess in Cornwall. Don't wish him to die. This will protect him.
I understand, my dear. I will do all that I can to make sure he receives this ring.
She nods. You should know one more thing, Sir Florence.
Of course.
There's a dark shadow over your friend, Sir Edrich.
What, another one?
That is concerning. But I appreciate the heads up.
How dismissive, like how much does Florence seem to buy that? Let's say she succeeds in intrigue. How much does Florence buy that? Or how much does his body language suggest that he's like, yeah, whatever. Like Edrich is
No, he definitely takes her words on. And
Like
it
it
seems
seems-
like it's in a very way it's confirming something he already believes.
with that. So with that kind of response, I think she'll nod and just say, I would be careful around him.
Yes. I do plan to. As much as we were great friends back in the day, seems we follow slightly different paths.
Okay, so before we step away from Florence and check in with Perin real quick, I just want to check. I should have said Sir Percy. Otherwise, I'm going to keep seeing Perin over and over. Just checking in with one more thing with Florence. When you toasted to Igraine, is there an amour there?
He doesn't have an amour for her and was very specifically. I think for him, there's probably still this kind of reverence for someone that was a queen that he wouldn't dare think himself to encroach in such a way.
Right, she's beyond reproach, sort of, in that way, anyways. Give me...
Not to say that he wouldn't, but he wouldn't angle for it.
If I can quote Duke Gorlo, thank you for not desiring my wife.
I think so. You have a lot of geniality. But we're gonna remove the geniality. We're gonna give you the +5 bonus for being I guess it was +10, right, for your hospitality. But you're gonna get a -5 because it's a grain. And you're gonna roll chaste with a +5 total.
+5. Well, there's a good chance of success.
Okay.
Yeah. Success.
Yep. So it's that reverence is there. It's not that you don't find her attractive or anything. It's just she's like that beyond approach in your mind, like an honorable response. Okay. You can tick chase in that case.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna head over to Percy here, walking with the grain.
How alone are we? I know we've still got some people, but like,
well, they're lingering a bit behind, so you're quite alone in this case, which is rare that Igraine doesn't have someone defending her in honor guard or something of the sort. But they were making sure that Sir Horrence, by reputation, didn't get too close to Igraine.
It's I don't know if you entirely recognize me, my lady, but we have met before.
Can't remember. Did we verify? Like Thomas, you usually have a good memory for these things. Was Igraine aware that it was?
Yes.
That was Perin?
It was last episode. They met, and she was like,
Thought I had that
"Okay,
memory.
I see. Right."
Okay, but
Percy.
Perin didn't necessarily realize that she knew, right?
I also could have forgotten as well if it was obvious. So
I just wanted to play on it so that because otherwise some viewer is going to point that out to us later on YouTube. So
yarp.
Yeah. So she nods and says, "We are alone, Sir Perin. You needn't with a charade, not before me."
I realize that my reappearance might seem somewhat baffling to you.
I don't always hear of the dead returning.
Nor do I. I feel as though I owe you some explanation.
She shakes her head and says, I would be willing to hear your words, Perin. But you owe me nothing.
That's not entirely true. I've done a lot of thinking about the last few years since my apparent death. Make no mistake, when what happened at St. Albans happened, it happened to me as well. I did pass. But someone there from Summerland, they gave their life so that I might live in her place.
I see. She seems.
recognized
There's a look of
sorry,
knowing. Yeah, you notice like a look of knowing. Like there's a recognition there. She kind of goes a little bit down at that.
I know you cared for your son very deeply, and that your feelings towards Uther must be complicated, to say the least. But if things had gone my way that evening, if someone else hadn't planned to kill a great deal of people I considered very close to me, I think maybe things for you may have turned out very differently.
Differently how?
I can't say. I don't see that future, that past, that present. But I want you to know that I have always seen you, Igraine. And I have seen what you've been through. I might not be able to offer the solace of a better today, or even a better tomorrow. But I understand more than I think many others do.
When I ask you, Perin, to honor me as your dowager queen once more, I have but one request.
You may name it, my lady.
If my son is indeed alive, I'd ask that you find him and make sure that he's safe until he is of age.
This and more I swear. I promise you, Igraine, with my life, with both my lives, I will see that Arthur becomes king.
I've learned. I've had time to reflect on everything that happened. And I've realized where the blame must fall. All of this, every piece of it, rests in the hands of Merlin. And I'd ask, should you find him, that you slay him in my name.
Someday, I will give him a dagger, and I will whisper to him your name. That you have my promise.
I'm gonna go with a trusting.
So, Knight, you worded that remarkably specifically.
I think so.
Don't worry about it.
You're in her trust zone, or the three of you are. She has no awareness of what happened at Albans, despite one or potentially more of her daughters knowing. And so he takes the words at face value and says, "Then you have my thanks." Or she says, you know what? She'll say, then you have my favor.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hang on. I need to see if he's gonna make a bad decision.
Oh no.
Hang on.
Oh.
It's reckless.
Yeah, I think it's prudent versus reckless, and I'm also going to provide a more modifier to it.
Yeah, you're
Do
still.
you need to re? Oh,
No,
you're
he's still in
impassioned,
passion.
yeah.
This is the same scene. Yeah, well, that answers
Oh.
it. Almost guaranteed, then. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think he like knowing Ygraine's past and very specifically what Uther did to her. I don't think he makes any physical advances, but I do think he gives her an appeal 16 look, and goes, "I would give for all the world and more. I would cherish that favor, my lady."
All right. I'm going to say, I want you to test something here. I want you to test your intrigue versus your... We're going to go with lustful, so I want to be clear.
Okay.
Lustful represents... it also represents Lancelot's love for...
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's
Guinevere.
not just wanting to bone. It's wanting to it's wanting to engage with a woman so badly that you're making dumb decisions for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want you to roll the lustful, but with the +5 from a more, and I want you to roll your intrigue against it with a -5.
Hell
You remember, the directed trait adds to your base stat.
Yes. So I don't remember if I wrote this down as a trust. No. Yeah. All right. This is okay. Never mind. I remember what it is now. Okay. Fuck. All right. With the directed trait, I am now rolling lustful. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Voice crack. Hey.
Okay.
That's
That's
I
not
rolled a-
terrible.
I rolled a.
Eyes?
Is that right?
You rolled a 12.
Oh, right. Yeah. That is right. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
did you what's your directed
22.
trait?
My directed trait is 13, and my lustful is 9.
I think you should have been adding the +5 from the passion.
As
It
well.
wouldn't. Yes.
No, you're right.
It wouldn't have changed anything here. It would have got you a 19, but
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wait. No, wouldn't it?
You sure it
Wouldn't
wasn't?
Yeah, whatever.
It would have given
19.
me 19 out of 20. It would have given me a 19 out of
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
good to know because
Just,
my
just
my intrigue is quite high. Okay, intrigue time. Now, am I
-5.
yeah, -5 is what I was thinking. Yeah. No!
Oh.
No!
Oh, no. This is
No!
this is a sad moment that I didn't want it to be sad. I wanted to.
No! Can I choose? Wait. Can I use my once a year crit to make this worse?
You wouldn't. Okay. No.
Okay,
What does
you
critical?
would-
What does critical lust versus critical intrigue
yeah.
look like?
Here's what this looks like. What's about to happen? You'll know the like Perin will know the actual behind it.
Gotcha. All right.
So it won't necessarily be good for him. And the question is, do you want him to be blind to it? At which, yeah,
No.
I'd allow you. Okay.
He'd want to know. He'd want to
Okay.
know. He'd want to know. Yeah.
Okay, I think in this case, Igraine does kiss Perin, and then she says, "Please bring him back to me." And you realize in that moment, you're as much as you're lost in everything that you want,
It's just about
without
Arthur.
her realizing it even, she's using you. Yep.
It's okay. That's all right.
It is the loss of the night.
I can deal with this.
Yeah.
Gary and I had a very similar conversation.
Perin will Perin will smile and and go, You already have my word on that, lady. As warm as your touch feels to me, it's not necessary. And he'll nod, and before she has a chance to respond, he will make his way away.
Okay. All right. We'll leave that at that.
Cannot wait to help raise Arthur and tell him that I fucked his mom's shit lips.
Yeah, we'll
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I have
like, I'm
many
gonna tell him
ulterior
anyways,
motives, but by
regardless
God.
of what happens. Yeah. Regardless
Yeah,
of
this
whether
is
it's
bad.
real or
Right.
not. That's
Oh,
my-
should I? Speaking of which, should I up my amour, Igraine, even further?
I mean, you did get kissed by her.
I did get kissed by her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another D4.
Knights have done way worse for way less.
Yeah.
She gave me a used napkin. I'll kill for her.
She gave me a used napkin for killing for her, which allows me to kill for her even better.
Man.
Up to
All
9.
right.
Ah.
It's a
Up
slow
to
burn.
9.
It makes sense. So there's a piece of this which is probably, it sounds a bit more
It's a little
utilitarian,
bittersweet. Yeah.
but and a little utilitarian. Like it sounds. I'm using the wrong word. It sounds a little pragmatic for me. in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And pragmatic isn't amour. Amour is the opposite of pragmatism.
Yeah.
Look, man, I know for sure that at least one of the queens of the north is willing to murder to achieve her goals.
Yes.
The other one's got spooky magic shit, and the other one's Igraine, and I don't know anything about Elaine, but I'm just saying, the closer I am to these 4 women, I feel like the better position I am in.
Safer position. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
As we all know, Arthuriana is very kind to these people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been very kind to Perin, too.
We'll go to Edrich. Is there anything you want to do? So this is the end of the feast. Like the feast has ended. Is there anything you want to add to this situation?
Oh, full on. I'd really like to warn Florence that the Picts are looking at him funny.
Okay.
Right, I'd love to warn Edrich that there's a shadow hanging over him.
Perfect.
Quite so.
Let's zero. Well, the stuff's going on with Igraine and Percy. We'll zoom back in with Florence and Edrich.
I think it's at some point as the party is dying down, and Florence is saying goodbye to people. He'd noticed that Edrich is there, moving quietly up to his side. He says, looking towards the door that Perin and the Queen left from,
Don't worry about that.
I don't know what that's about, but this has been a fairly good party. Despite not partaking of the food or the drink, I have heard it was very good.
Certainly been missing out. Sure you don't want to sip of this great wine?
Oh, I think if I do it now, I'd just be noticed by the serving staff. But speaking of, I'd been meaning to tell you about something. As we all know, there are, well, I feel now is a relatively safe place to put at least this. There is a mercenary knight working for a praetor. We know of 2, neither of which are our greatest friends. I saw one of them in collusion with a knight of Lot, disguised, of course, but poorly. They discussed matters of politics, which we can talk about later. But the praetor's man, he went below the salt to speak to the Pict. He spoke in their foreign tongue. And they made a notice of you, quite noticeably. I believe perhaps there was a deal or a bargain struck. And perhaps they mean to ambush you, perhaps they mean to enlist your help. But given where we are, given who
I
we
doubt
are,
the second.
I doubt the second. I think there will be an attack soon. Perhaps on our way back, perhaps when you are alone. But I mean to tell you to be wary. We have no friends here.
Speak for yourself, my dear friend. I am
I
nothing
hope
but loved in a foreign court.
That
See,
is
looks
very, very
around.
true.
There is no better place for me. But I shall consider your warnings.
Of course. Besides, we will be riding back together anyway, and should anyone try to attack you, they will meet an unfortunate fate.
Indeed. As well, I had heard from a little... And then he looks over to Morgan, and then looks back and goes, Raven,
Hmm.
that she has seen something shadowy. And it seems to be centered upon you, my dear friend.
Has she now? Did she say what?
No, but considering that she told me, I don't think it's her.
I would like to quickly roll something.
Yeah, what do you want to test?
I would like to see if Sir Florence is being honest about her not saying what it was.
Trusting versus suspicious.
Oh,
I see.
Okay, make an intrigue roll. Yeah, it seems quite. He has that tone when Florence says certain things and they're just matter of fact. He has this tone to his voice, and that's the tone he has.
Got you. I think Edrich will nod the inner workings of his mind, just continuing on, and goes, I see. Well, the Lady Morgan is perceptive, as I think the two of us know, and you better than me, but I am not on her list of most favored people.
that is true. I think it is much more just a general keep an eye out. And perhaps it is best that neither of us are alone listening.
That's a very good point. I thank you for your warning as well. I do hope to identify the source of this dark shadow. We have far, far too many enemies. Despite the friends we might have in some courts. She does see much, doesn't she? Edrich will look over at Morgan and kind of tilt his head. But he's going to look back at Florence. Oh, sorry, you go.
She is a... You know, for all that has happened to her, she is surprisingly kind.
That she is. I believe perhaps it is both the influence of the mother and the father. They all loved Gorlo, which is why I make them uncomfortable.
Well, I guess there goes the question. You can't exactly blame the blade.
Mm.
But I guess there's probably... Unfortunately for you, the one they would blame over you is no longer with us.
Quite so. I think, as of now, I am the highest ranking remaining person on the list of people that they would like to see dealt with.
Indeed. It is
Everyone
sad to
else
see
is in the
them.
ground.
It is hard. It is unfortunate to see vengeance in the eyes of such beautiful ladies. But I suppose it is the times we are in. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Quite so. There is a time I feel that this era, this time of troubles and of anarchy will pass. I expect we will live to see the end of it. Though in what form, I can't quite say.
I just hope that our children will not have to deal with the same that we have. Even before this time of anarchy, I'm beginning to consider and reflect to realize things were never kind to any of us.
No. But that is the lot of a knight, I think. But you are right about our children possibly inheriting a better world. That said, I don't spend nearly enough time with the wife and child as I could. For some reason, they are distant of late. Many dinner parties, many places to go.
Me, I think it a blessing that I not stain my children with the appearances of myself. I hope they
Hey.
grow up to be better.
Don't sell yourself short. Many have been helped by your actions, more so than have been felled.
That is all I can hope for, my friend. All I can hope for.
But yes, with that, he will give you a nod and like a clap on your shoulder. But you will notice every now and again his eyes do dart over to the Lady Morgan, particularly to see if she's looking at him. He's not obvious about his glances. It's very like sly and, but it happens a couple of times during the rest of the conversation.
All right. We're going to do a few vignettes for the night, and then we're going to close out. But we're going to go BRB real quick. I fill up a water bottle so I can talk without my throat being all hoarse. And then we'll wrap her up.
Hell
from there.
yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so you guys are spending a little bit of time in the north, and we're gonna see what y'all get up to in the north a bit. We're gonna go right to left this time. So we're gonna go Perin, Florence, and Edrich.
Perin's turn to do Perin
Yeah,
things.
I need 2 D100.
Ooh, I love D100. Unless this is Who Saw Me Smooching the Queen.
Nope.
25 and 31, respectively.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. What would Percy be up to? In the downtime, like the entourage you're with is probably here for a good month or so.
Well, Perin is trying to consistently lay seeds for Arthur's eventual return, as well as build an army that has some kind of loyalty to him. So I think he's going to look for those who are disenfranchised and need someone to follow and offer them to follow the Black Dog. He needs a force that can roam around and raid and also respond relatively quickly if Salisbury is in danger or if something that needs to be in place for when Arthur returns is threatened as well. So I guess he's continuing to build his army. I guess he's using his influence and contacts here to make that shit happen.
You're muted.
In your going about of things, you received news that there is a Pictish chieftain that wants to discuss with you the possibility of joining your efforts.
Okay. Okay, I could do this.
I believe in you.
It's only a 6. It's only a 6. I hate the Picts.
Yeah.
I can stomach through this.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
a quarter
for sure.
racist.
Yeah, a little bit over. Percy, the black dog, will make arrangements for such a meeting to go down. He'll bring a couple of bodyguards-ish that have already signed on with him and, meet at a location of the Picts' choosing.
Okay. They do choose an alehouse here in Gorre to meet one evening. And they say, dress as discreetly as you wish. We'll be doing the same.
All right. Why not? Yeah, Perin will still wear, reds and blacks as he has been since he's been the black dog, but he'll dress relatively discreetly and make his way there.
So at that point, there are two pretty. One second, let me just make sure I'm not. There, you gauge it. There's probably a retinue of 5 or 6 of them, but only 3 are presenting themselves as retinue. The other couple are blending in amongst the crowd as to appear the way of spies. Appear like they're not involved, even though they are. There are 2 bigger looking men. Big for Picts anyway. Picts tend to be a little bit smaller in size. And a slightly smaller looking man at the table, his visage cloaked, so that you can't quite see his face in the candlelight.
Perin will sit across from him and smile, and I have to say, I've received a decent number of messages since I've arrived here, but yours was not one that I came to expect.
What you shared with others intrigued me.
I tend to have that effect on people. We're building something out here. Something beyond kingship. Now, you expressed your interest in following, but I know my goals. Why would such a thing be appealing to you?
Some of my people of the north, they cling to the old ways. They pretend as if this world will not change around them. It's true that few have held the north. The Romans tried. The Romans failed. But this island is in chaos. It needs one who will bring order to it.
Indeed. Anarchy is overwhelmed only by one thing, and that's direction. But it is of my belief that we are still some ways out from direction. Indeed, it's possible that none of us may yet live to see it.
if you're invested in this, are you willing to fight for something that you may never live to see?
I do not plan to die.
That is a fine answer. Let me tell you something. I've died once before, a long time ago. And in my journeys to the underworld, be it the Christian one or yours, I saw a great many things of the past and of the future. I saw a true king. One that looked like Uther but didn't behave like him. One that united Britain. One that drove away the Saxons, and one that found peace in his realm. That's a future I saw. And I am very much willing to die for that future. Not for me, but for my people. For your people. None of us intend to die. But it's a warrior's life to know that that's a possibility, is it not?
This king, you say? You believe him to be the missing son of Uther and Igraine?
I think there are only a handful of people that know what destiny really lies for Britain. Now, you count yourself among them.
One sec. I'm just
Don't like that he's rolling things.
Yeah.
don't like that.
Okay. And I'm gonna test the other one just in case.
He choke slams me, just like Virgil did.
Nope. No, he does not. He does not chokeslam you, not at all. But he does nod. He says, I can see that you believe this tale you've woven. Are not here to make a fool of me, you truly believe it. I can tell you that no such boy exists in this realm. If he did, he's long since been gone. I've sent my men everywhere to find him.
And I imagine they won't find him yet. You are right, the boy does not lie in this realm. He's elsewhere, but he will return. I do know this for certain. And if you march with me, I promise you, someday, you'll come to believe it as well.
He leans forward onto the table and he goes,
What is your interest in the boy Arthur?
I know many things to be true. Black Dog. But when it comes to the boy and his line, we've watched that lineage try and fail. First Constantine, then Constans, then Aurelius, then Uther.
When he says Uther, Perin spits.
Good. Then you believe your fairy tale that any kid from the loins of Uther would turn out to be better than him. I do not trust it. And no boy will hold a high kingship. No boy of Uther will hold that. And I will see to it that it never occurs.
Then it seems to me that we have no choice but to march together then. If we travel together, work together, you'll have an opportunity to talk me out of my fairy tale, and I out of your reality. And someday, the two of us will be able to look over the future together. And we'll see who wins our bet. Huh?
He says, I'm afraid my future is tied here. But I would be willing to send some men along with you if necessary.
I will accept any aid that you be willing to offer.
Then I will prepare a convoy of my finest to join the Black Dog in Clarence and Gleven.
You honor me dearly. Don't be a stranger as well. There are few things I enjoy more than sitting down with old friends and old enemies and talking more of the future. Besides, do still look forward to convincing you of my little fairy tale.
Then I look forward to our next conversation. With that, he reaches for the candle at the center of the table, and he brings it to his face to blow it out. I want you to make a recognize roll. And just doing the math here, it's going to be +7 -3 because his cloak is still concealing. Okay.
Oh, thank God. I'm so curious.
You're sitting across the table from King Lot.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I missed it.
You're sitting across the table from King Lot.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Oh,
Remember that with the candle blown out, like as quick as you see his face, it's dark again. His men stand up and begin to exit.
I'll stay there and order a fresh drink and
Okay.
relax for a while. This is good. This is good.
We'll do 2d100 for Florence.
Alright. 90 and a 12.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have any? Does Florence have any? Does he have fear on his sheet at all?
No, he does not.
No. I know there was like the
Yeah,
fear
I don't
fire
know.
one, so I wasn't sure if he had that or not. From
No,
running
his
ships.
no, not him. He's extremely valorous.
Yeah.
So not a lot to be afraid of.
What is his valorous score at right now?
17.
Okay. I'll take 2d100 from you again.
All right. 21 and an 88.
Okay. What is Florence's biggest apprehension right now?
Apprehension.
Like- When we don't talk about fear per se, but we talk about something going the worst way possible, what is that worst thing possible?
I feel like the worst thing possible for him is he is forced into a situation where he has to make an impossible choice between two bad options. Or anything that would make him seem villainous. Because he's very much of the opinion that he is not a villain. And he desperately doesn't want to be.
Okay.
So anything that would make him seem like the bad guy.
You, while you're riding through here, you see a rider approaching you. It looks like, how do I put this? It doesn't look like a knight. It looks like a messenger of sorts.
Yeah.
A lady, in fact.
Oh, okay. In that case, he would stop his horse. Hail the lady over.
She's
Can I help
wounded.
you, my lady?
She looks at you and she studies your. You know, we've never updated your shield for the axe. We're gonna have to get you a coat of arms representing the axe at some point.
It's true.
But she studies your coat of arms for a minute and she says, "You are Sir Florence, correct?"
Indeed, I am. How might I assist you?
Good. She hesitates a bit. I have a message for you.
I see. And that message is?
Well, here, she saw to it that it was written.
Takes the letter. Opens it up. Remembers he can't read.
Do you have read that in 0?
Yeah, 0.
Okay.
Do you know how to read, dear lady?
I've been
Say,
taught
you
by my
skilled in
lady.
letters. Would you be able to do me a favor?
Of course. You wish me to read it to you?
If you may. I'm afraid I am without my clergyman at this point in time.
So, all right. We'll I don't have the letter prepared for this because
Okay.
I was waiting for this to come out. But it effectively is addressed. Let me get the name. Okay. So it's from a Lady Lucia of a manor. So it's Lady Lucia de Ahala. And the contents of the letter suggest that she is your mother. It makes no sense to you whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
I think with that, he kind of sits in confusion for a moment before he just goes. No, really, what does it say, my lady?
This is the letter as written, Sir Knight.
Really? Well, that's... that's so preposterous. Huh. Does he know where the location is? Has he even heard of where it's from?
Well, yeah, so the Ahala is the name of the manor, but you have no idea where that is. Presumably this lady might, or this maiden might.
Yeah. Tell me, do you know of this manor Hala? Do you know of its location?
I'm going to change it just because it sounds like something I'd rather not play around with. We're going to go with Iona is the name of it.
Iona.
Yeah. It says, yes, it is my late... It is my lady's manor, not far from Imburicum.
Burcom.
In the north, but
Just for my...
but south of here, in Malahut.
In Malahut?
City of the Centurion King.
I see. I assume you're just here to send to me this letter. Unless you are also here to request my retrieval.
No. No, you are correct, Sir Knight. She just wished you to have it. She left me with no other information.
I see. Well, I thank you, dear lady, for the letter. As he takes it and stores it away.
Now, not that it matters for this plot, but do you remember the rumor that Florence had?
Yes, but I thought the rumor was that his father wasn't his
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
So this makes no sense.
Yep. Okay, you're on the same page. So
Yeah.
Both my mother and my father didn't even bother to show up to my own birth.
Ah, I love Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Okay.
I think I know what he plans to do next, but we can do Edric's stuff first.
Yeah.
Should
Okay.
probably involve him.
You just do something here. What? No. Let's factor that in. What would Florence aim to do next?
Okay.
Entertain.
Florence would immediately be going to his friend Edrich, and would essentially be his main thing would be, look at this, isn't this weird? This is probably a trap, right?
I can't read, but yes, it does seem like a trap.
I have someone read it to us.
Okay. Yeah.
None of us can fucking read.
Yeah, I love it.
What's up? I'm Edrich. I'm 37 years old, and I have never learned how to read.
And
Yeah.
we'll play through that scene and interaction later. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move to Edric's vignette, and then we'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
once-
God,
once-
Florence is going through it family-wide.
So, Edric, you find yourself in a cell. It's late at night, and all you can see is a fire. There's a
How long
figure
has
that
it been?
walks towards you. You can see them cloaked in darkness. But as they approach, their features become more apparent to you. Give me a recognize roll at +5.
Success.
You see the Lady Morgan.
Good luck with that one, bro.
Lady Morgan? You come here not as a prisoner. Are you in league with these devils? You should not be here. It is not safe.
Here is not here, Edric. You're dreaming, as am I.
Of course. Well,
So you're not in
Now
the
that I
north
know.
then.
no, I'm not. And the fact that you would ask that makes me quite unnerved indeed. I have been imprisoned for a good long while, and the fact that no one has come to rescue me is somewhat insulting.
Someone wears your face, Edric.
I gathered that from your question. Tell me, my wife, my family, my friends, they are safe. Has he...
Last I remember, all is well. Though no one is home to protect your household.
I felt something vile and sickening and wicked. I did not know what it was, but... Lady Morgan, I know you do not harbor any love for me, and I would not blame you for that. But there is something wearing my face, and if it works for the people that hold me here, it is dangerous. Dangerous not just for my household, but for Salisbury, for all of Britain. If you could let someone know, I would be very grateful.
I'm gonna test something real quick.
Yeah, I know.
That's fucked up. This is fucked up.
Isn't it just?
This week
Oh.
on Fucked Up is Fucked Up. That's
Is
fucked
that
up.
fumble good or is that fumble bad?
She just blasts you, man.
They'll never find out.
The idea that the man that killed my father would sit and rot in a prison cell. I must admit, I thought I would enjoy it more. Then I realized
You the Edrich a little.
you deserve worse.
He inclines his head. That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I understand well the siren song of vengeance.
I didn't understand what was happening. I could only see that the other you was affected by magic. I warned Florence, but I think Florence might have warned him.
Florence is a good friend. In this case, it could prove troublesome. I have tried to escape quite a few times, but it's difficult when unarmed, with no gear, and alone in a cell.
I will find a way to get this information to Florence.
Thank you, my lady. I know that I deserve worse, and I know that I will. I know that I have earned it, and I know it will be my reward at the end of all things. But until then, I have a family to keep safe, and a realm to try and protect, and something strange wearing my face, something vile and evil. And the fact that no one can tell the difference is more disheartening than any amount of months in this cell.
It wears your reputation well, Sir Edrich.
If that does not cast a dark mirror on my past, I don't know what does.
I will see to it that they're informed. That is the best I know. It's the best I'm willing to do.
You are a good person, Lady Morgan. I realize that says very little coming from me, but I can recognize it when I see it.
I've given up this notion of the Christian good and evil. I'm merely true to myself.
To thine own self be true. There are worse masters.
And with that, we're going to end.
Mm.
All right, guys?
Yeah.
Good stuff. We got some action going with Percy, Florence, and Edrich. So things are moving along nicely.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
Wow, what a session.
I know.
Oh,
I've got a monologue. I had a monologue prepared the entire time. If you guys were like, "Hey, Edrich, you're acting funny," which is I didn't even really need to try that much. I'll save it for later. I'll save it. It's great.
Awesome.
But yes.
All right, guys. Let's do some outros, and then we can get everyone to bed. Oh, well. You guys are really early for bed. We can get Liam and I to bed, and you guys can go do stuff. Yeah.
Indeed.
Start with Thomas.
Hello. My name is Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. I have been playing the Dark Shadow and Doppelganger of Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke. And I've had a lovely time.
Awesome. And Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just checking out our handy dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. Lots of fun stuff on there, such as shitposting, memes, shorts, and all kinds of stuff, as well as notifications on whenever we go live, as well as new projects we are doing. There's also a number of other things going on in this Pendragon universe that I'm sure Bob will go over, and many other projects that each of us are all a part of. I have been Mark, aka the Cat's Meow, and I have a new series coming up that I will have more information on very soon, but it is a vampire game set in the Dark Ages, and it is called Isle of the Damned. So do look out for that.
Awesome.
Oh, that I've been playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, yada yada yada.
Great.
That's me.
And we'll go to Liam next.
Hi, everybody. I have not been playing the Dark Shadow of anybody except for myself. I played Sir Perin / the Black Dog Percy today, and I am really excited to see where some of these threads that we laid down literally 20 episodes ago are getting some recapture on that. So what a cool game. What other RPG can you do that in so effectively, so cleanly? So thank you everybody for watching.
I agree. It's something now that I've had experience with probably playing through Pendragon with a couple dozen people. What becomes very clear is that people really love the traits and the directed traits and the passions, and I think that's probably the coolest part of the game is getting to see those things, keeping track of them, and seeing how they affect the future of the game going forward. It's been awesome playing with you guys. We've been through these characters now. I think we figured out 16 years if we count the Critical Squire days of Perin. We've got about 16 years going on. Not in real life, obviously, but who knows? If we keep playing having every second session off, we might very well go that long. If my voice was quiet earlier this session, I apologize. I forgot to do that thing I do where I check why my volume turned itself down to 40-50%. But I've cranked it back up, so should be good. I'm Bob. I run Pendragon here with these guys on Sundays. On Tuesdays, set in Summerland, a county of the Ladies of the Lake, and Avalon, and all those sides of the magical world of the game, with plenty of crossovers. Like Lady Morgan was trained by one of them previously, and we play Friday nights in Escavalon, and there will certainly be some crossover with that eventually. Thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Bye.